down in Destin, have been all week, and enjoying different animals and different scenery. I wanted to ask you a question though. How do you feel today? I mean, right now. Are you happy, sad, joyful, depressed? What's your current emotional state? And just take stock of that right now, and just think about that right now. No matter what it is, positive or negative, just like the scene behind me, it's going to pass. We're going to have to come back home to the farm, and this scene behind us will replace with the normal scenes of day-to-day life on the farm. And just like this scenery, just like this bird behind me is going to pass, your feelings right now are going to pass. The Bible records all over the place examples of the current emotional condition or the current emotional states of many important historical figures. And those different emotional states, thankfully, are recorded for us at different points, pivotal points, sometimes in their lives. And just like us, their emotional states changed. Thomas, despite having such a radical life that was impacted by Jesus, he still doubted Jesus' resurrection. And Peter denied him 3 times. He denied Jesus 3 times just to save face with the crowd around him. Elijah, when he was nearing the end of his ministry, a very successful ministry, he dove into such deep despair that he wished that the Lord would just take his life. David often found himself persecuted and oppressed by his enemies. Just look at some of the Psalms recorded for us, and they're just laments and wails. Jesus himself was so anxious about what was before him that he sweat, drops of, like great drops of blood, the scripture tells us, at the thought of completing his work on the cross. And Job contemplated why he was even born. He said, that he asked God, why did you even allow me to be born? And that only really scratches the surface of the list of famous godly people who kind of had a day off, who had a tough time, who had a depressed moment or a depressed season. And although Thomas doubted, his faith became stronger after he saw the evidence of Christ's resurrection. Peter, despite his flip-flopping and his wavering just to save face, he became the first visible leader of the church. Elijah gave powerful demonstrations of his power, and even after this season of depression, he passed this torch, this mantle of leadership on to Elisha, and was translated by God directly into heaven. David was regarded as a man after God's own heart. And even after this sea of negative emotions, his expressions in the Psalms that just his heart was breaking, he was a key historical figure and was included in the messianic line of Jesus. Jesus himself, willfully submitted himself to the people that were going to crucify him, to the very people that were going to kill him. And Job ultimately was restored. The material blessings that were stripped from him, he got back twofold or more. So you look at those folks who had that tough emotional day, who had that off day, who had that negative experience, and know that this too is going to pass. Regardless of what your current emotional state is, it's your faith that matters. And faith is not a feeling. It's not an emotion. Faith is a rock that holds true in the waves of life and will serve to stand the test of time in our lives if we'll let it. And just like these waves behind me, they're breaking on these rocks, so too will our emotional state pass on our rock of faith if we'll let them. So, appreciate you, church family. Hope you enjoyed this dose. I missed last week because I didn't feel like doing one. And I confess that to you. But as you can see, the feeling has passed, and we go on. I look forward to seeing you all on Sunday. God bless you. See you soon.